fan on. It's a little bit loud. I'm sorry for that. If it doesn't quiet down a little bit, I will turn up. What is going on here? I got my camera all kind of jacked up here. There we go. Okay. So yeah, anyway, I was, if y'all would like to receive a Christmas card from me, please send me an email to nancy@getlocker.com, or you can find me on Facebook at Nancy Nichols Miller. Sorry, I forgot my name. I don't know what it is. Let me show you something. If the camera will work for me today. Do you think anybody has an obsession with salt and pepper shakers? There's over 84 sets right there listed online to sell. Plus I have several other sets that I haven't taken the picture and listed the items yet. Plus I have several sets that I won't list because they've been gifts from my kid. I turned the fan on and now I'm cold. I was hot, now I'm cold. Okay, so today we're going to finish up day 2, part 2 of the Trooper Nicholas Guerin something is on the stand currently. And then if we have time at the end, we will finish with Brian Enton's telling us what all we learned in this video. And I do have music playing. It might not have come back on. I can hear it in the background. I guess it's I don't want it to overpower the video. Okay, these videos are courtesy of Court TV. There's a link in the description for the video.
My energy bill dropped from $150 to $50 by doing this. My friends laughed at me when I spent
Sorry about that. We're taking a short break, I guess, still. There we go.
It's a lot of location.
Have you formed an opinion yet as to whether or not do you think he's guilty? I don't know. I mean, the lesser charges that he's already pled guilty to, yes, okay. But the sudden, unexpected unaliving, I don't know. Our moderator, Amanda Panda, says she has heard of it in adults. I've never heard of it. I'm not going to say it don't exist. If anybody outside of me has heard of it, then it must exist. So, do we think that he's guilty, or do you think that that's what happened? If he doesn't produce her whereabouts, then they can't do an autopsy. And without an autopsy, they can't determine whether he's guilty. I mean, really, not truthfully, because if you convict him guilty and then her body's found 90 years later or 20 years later, whatever, and they finally do an autopsy and then find out that it really was sudden, unexpected unaliving, then would he get out because, or would he be in there as time served because failing to report an unaliving? I don't know. These are things that make me think. I was literally up till, I woke my son up at 5:15 this morning thinking it was 6:15. And I said, did you go back to sleep? He said, Mom, it's only 5:15. I said, I'm sorry. Go back to bed. And I finally fell asleep and woke up at about 8 o'clock. So I haven't had much sleep.
Court is back in session. You may be seated.
We're simply saying.
You may proceed.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. Trooper Greeno, were you working on Sunday, January 8th, 2023?
Yes, I was.
And were you assisting with the execution of a search warrant at 516 Chief Justice Cushing Highway in Cohasset?
I remember we are cross-examining. I forgot we broke off right before they were going to cross-examine yesterday. Okay, here we go.
Cohasset.
Yes.
And what was your assignment at that execution of the search warrant?
I was assisting with the search of the home, and if any digital devices were located, I was to take them and put them into evidence bags and then hold on to them to transport back to the DA's office.
Okay. And what digital devices in general did you seize that day?
There were 3 MacBooks, 2 iPhones, and 3 iPads.
Thank you. And were pictures taken during the execution of the search warrant?
Yes, there was a member of Crime Scene Services there photographing where we found items.
Your Honor, at this time, I'd like to show pictures and publish them to the jury. They've been previously marked and agreed to by the defense.
How many?
It's a very good question, Your Honor.
Good night.
Number 63 through 78. So court reporter has been nice enough to count for me, and we believe that's 16.
All right, so 16 photos, and they are all of digital devices or electronic devices, or they have other things as well?
They are of the electronic devices in the home and then of just the electronic devices separately.
All right. And the defense has agreed to those?
Yes.
All right, great. They're now in evidence as items, exhibits 63 through 78, now in evidence.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Wait, well, hold on.
At this time, I'd like.
Yeah, I have music playing. She's still part of the Commonwealth. We're not cross-examining yet. She's just asking more questions. Okay. Can you hear the music now?
I'd like to have exhibit 63, 7179. Thank you. Trooper Greeno, can you tell me what that is a photograph of?
Yes, this is the kitchen area. On the kitchen table, there's a red iPhone 13 mini and an Apple iPad. I believe that's the 6 mini.
Ms. Gilman, can you zoom in?
Yeah, iPad 6 mini. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And is there a cover on the phone?
Yes, there's the green cover, and you can see the red at the charging port.
Thank you very much. I'd ask for the next exhibit, that being 64, 7208. Can you tell me what this is a photograph of?
This is the, if you want to call it a dining room or eat-in nook on the table. There's 2 MacBooks and a third inside that manila folder.
Ms. Gilman, I'd ask that you zoom in on this, please.
So,
Trooper Greeno, can you explain that, please?
yes, so the bottom left, there's a gray MacBook. Next to that is another pinkish MacBook, and inside the manila folder with the charging cable, there's another MacBook inside that.
Thank you. I'd ask for the next exhibit, that being Exhibit 65, 7414. What is this, Trooper?
This is that pinkish MacBook that was inside the manila folder.
That was on the dining room table?
Yes, that's correct.
Thank you. And these are all where you initially found those devices?
That's correct.
Thank you. Looking at the next exhibit, Exhibit 66, 7304. Could I please have that? What is this a photograph of, Trooper?
This is the upstairs master bedroom. On the bed, there's the iPhone SE that's plugged into the wall.
And could you zoom in, please? And is that how you found that device?
That's correct.
Thank you. Looking at Exhibit 7637, could you please show that? What is this a photograph of?
This was an Apple iPad, I believe it was 9th gen version. The crib was over it. We could see it stuck under the crib, so we just pulled it out so it could be photographed better.
Could I now please have Exhibit 31, which is already in evidence? What is this a photograph of, Trooper?
This was another Apple iPad that was in the, I believe it's the upstairs children's bedroom.
Could I please have
They got
Exhibit
water,
7,
don't they?
Exhibit 68, Photo 7436. Trooper, could you tell me what this is?
That's the same iPad. We just opened the case to show that the screen had been damaged.
What did you do with those items after you identified them in the house at the search warrant?
So I placed these items into brown evidence bags and put the information on the front of the bag. And then once we had finished doing the search of the home, I transported all of these items back to the Norfolk DA's office to our digital evidence lab.
And what is the digital evidence lab at the Norfolk District Attorney's office?
So at the DA's office, we have a secure digital evidence lab that's a key card and it has an alarm on the door. So only select few can get in there. So we can store digital evidence to keep it powered on or so we don't lose any information.
And what is in the lab itself?
There's 2 forensic machines, our secure server, and a third computer, and then as well as a Mac PC computer and our gray key.
And who specifically has access to that lab?
At that time, it was myself, Trooper Connor Keefe, and the civilian director of our lab, Samantha Vogt.
And what did you do next after you got to the lab?
The items were photographed, and we created with our case management for the digital evidence, we created a case number for it.
What was that case number?
2023-003.
Then what happened?
With the devices themselves?
Before you looked at the devices themselves.
Yeah. So obviously we had all these devices. We had to write search warrants. And once the search warrants were signed, then we were able to process the digital items.
So you wrote search warrants for the contents of the devices?
That's correct.
And when were those search warrants signed for the contents of the devices?
January 10th of 2023.
I now want to show you photographs and ask if you can identify, well, I want to show you those so that you can identify them for the jury. Looking at what's been marked as Exhibit 69. What is this?
So this is the black iPhone SE. On the back is our label that we created. It says 2023-0003, is an extra zero, _1, showing that's the first item of this case.
And 70 next, please.
This is the front of that same iPhone.
Going to 71.
This is the gray MacBook, item number 3. As you can see the _3, and it says the model and serial number.
72.
Just a wider version of the same MacBook.
Ms. Gilman, 73, please.
This looks kind of gold, but I believe this is the same gray MacBook, just the cover.
Ms. Gilman, if you could now go to 74.
This is the iPhone 13 mini, item number 5.
And the case has been taken off of that now.
That's correct.
75, please, Ms. Gilman.
And that is the front of the device.
76, please.
It's to show that the phone is the passcode. It's locked.
Same device.
Same device, yes.
77, please.
Again, front of the phone showing that it was still active and getting messages.
And 78, please.
This is the Apple iPad Mini 6, I believe, item number 7. It says, again, shows the model and serial number of the device.
You can take that down, Ms. Gilman. So all of those devices and all of the devices that you see is pursuant to a search warrant at the Walshe home at 516 Chief Justice Highway in Cohasset were all Apple products. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And what are Apple devices?
Apple devices, they're just a brand of digital devices, phones, MacBooks, iPads, they're all electronic devices.
That's the manufacturer?
That's correct.
What is an Apple ID?
So the Apple ID is a personalized ID for your Apple devices that can be used to download apps, go to the App Store, download music, movies, whatever you please.
What does a person use their Apple ID for?
As I said, to download items, set up the accounts, it's usually an email address, and then they're able to sync other devices with it if need be.
Can a person have more than one Apple ID?
Registered to a device, yes.
How can an Apple device be secured?
Either Face ID or 4 or 6-digit passcode, or alphanumeric as well.
What is a web browser?
The web browser is whatever program you're using to view the internet, whether it be Microsoft Edge, Safari, Google Chrome.
You mentioned Safari. What specifically is Safari?
So Safari is Apple's web browser that they have installed on all their devices.
Can other web browsers be used with Apple devices?
Yes.
The Ticket to Work program is a government-funded program providing very powerful incentives to Social Security.
So I want to talk now about forensically examining devices. When did you begin forensically extracting or making forensic copies of the devices that you seized from the house with the search warrant?
After the search warrants were signed, the 10th we began extracting, but we're limited to one gray key machine, so we have to place one on it, download it, and then we can swap the devices to the next, and so forth until we get through everything.
And did any other troopers assist you with the extraction or copying of the devices?
Yes. Detective Lieutenant Ed Keefe, Lieutenant Sean Quirk, and Trooper Connor Keefe were all assisting.
You've discussed Trooper Connor Keefe before, but who are Lieutenant Sean Quirk and Detective Lieutenant Ed Keefe?
At the time, both of them were part of the cybercrime unit for the Mass State Police.
In general, what is a forensic copy of a device?
When we create a digital copy of the device, it's all the information that we're able to obtain from the device that we can work from, as to not use the device itself and change anything in it. So we always work from that copy to make sure that nothing's changed for, if we have to ever re-image it, or if the item's returned, we won't have the device in our hands.
How do you keep from changing the data on the original device when you're making a forensic copy?
We employ write blockers. Write is in like WRITE, writing. So we can't write to the device. It only writes from the device. So it's a one-way street. That way we can get the information and not change anything on the devices themselves.
So basically, if you were making a CD, if your device were a CD, back in the day, it would be a CDR, is the way they're securing our device. And then after they make the copy onto a CDRW, which means they can rewrite. So they use the CDRW to investigate and search and do what they need to do, as long as they keep the original copy, which is the CDR, that cannot be rewritten onto, as their main device. That's what I learned. The only thing, that's all I know about computers. That's all I know. And here we are. CDR and CDRWs practically don't exist anymore, because how many computers actually have a CD-ROM drive anymore? My computer does it, and I bought it in 2020, so it's 5 years old, and it doesn't have a CDR or a CD-ROM drive. I can't put a CD in it, and I had to actually get an external hard drive for it. But so yeah, that's the best way to explain it. If anybody's old enough to remember what writing something to a CD is.
And where is the original device kept after it has been forensically copied?
If the item was given on consent, we'll return it as soon as possible. If it's evidence, then it'll get tagged with an evidence number and placed into our evidence room.
So now I want to talk about the MacBook, the item number 3 that was labeled, the gray MacBook. How did you make a forensic copy of the MacBook?
So for MacBooks, we can't use gray key, so we have to use, I use Cellbrite Digital Collector. It's basically a write blocker that plugs into the MacBook itself, and we're able to do a live acquisition of the device to a separate hard drive, creating a copy of everything that's there.
So after you make a copy, then what do you do?
I place that onto our external storage device for the Apple system that we had.
And then what do you do?
And then we'll load it into whatever forensic program we're going to use. So for the MacBooks, I used Axiom program made by Magnet Forensics.
And did you ensure, again, that you used a write blocker for this as well?
Yes, that's correct.
And what did you do with the MacBook after the data had been extracted before you began to analyze?
It was placed back into evidence.
And where is that MacBook, the original MacBook that was taken from the Walshe residence? Where is that right now?
It's at the Norfolk DA's office in our evidence room.
What was the date range? Sorry about that. What was the date range that the search warrant allowed you to examine on that MacBook?
December 25th of 2022 to January 8th of 2023 when we seized the device.
And you said that you used Magnet's Forensic Axiom?
Yeah, Magna Forensics Axiom is the name of their program to view the hard drive contents.
And did that allow you to determine if there was an Apple ID associated with that MacBook computer?
Yes, it did.
And was there an Apple ID associated with the computer?
Yes, it was brw@tensaleconsulting.com.
And was there a name associated with the device?
Yes, Brian's MacBook.
How is data stored on a MacBook computer?
Similar to a PC, they have a hard drive or solid state drive. The information just gets saved to the hard drive.
Scribe is how you stop explaining the same thing over and over at work. Watch this. It'll change your life.
So what do you mean that it's saved on the hard drive? Is it in components on the hard drive? Is it specialized in the hard drive?
Yes, so
Dang, she doing.
Apple products save to a Knowledge C database, which is Apple's way of, it's like the C drive in a Mac and a PC computer. It's just where the information is located into different parts of the computer.
Does a MacBook store data of websites visited by the device?
Yes, it does.
Does a MacBook computer store the search terms a user inputs into the device?
Yes, it does.
Where on the device is that data stored?
In that Knowledge C database, the actual database, if you drove down into it, is the history.db database, which keeps all of your internet history. It's like a folder in a regular computer.
And is that data automatically stored?
Yes.
During the examination of the data from the gray MacBook, which is item number 3 from that you've labeled item number 3, did you examine data in the internet search history?
Yes, I did.
Okay. What internet web browser was used on the MacBook?
So there are 3 listed, but the majority of all searches were done in Safari.
What is a search engine?
The search engine is
Did
whatever,
we cover this?
it's like Google, Bing, whatever you go to search whatever search terms you're looking for. So if you type in Boston Bruins into the search engine, it'll bring up.
Safari is a search engine. Safari, Chrome, Google, all of those are search engines. I preferably like Microsoft Edge. If I'm using, I even have Chrome downloaded on my Apple because I don't like Safari. But yeah, that's what it is.
All the Bruins web pages in your web browser.
And what's the difference between a search term and an internet history?
As I said, the search terms are the words you put in to do the search. The history is the actual websites visited.
Using the parameters from the search warrant from December 25th of 2022 to January 8th of 2023, were you able to compile the Safari internet search history from the MacBook, which was labeled in your lab as item number 3?
Yes, I was.
And were you able to create a physical printout binder of that?
Yes, that's what this is here.
Dang, they have a lot of
Has been
stuff on
remarked as exhibit number 79, this binder.
Are you offering it?
I am offering it as the next exhibit, please.
I'll see counsel at the side of the bench.
I'm being counterproductive here.
So the visit source is where the source of the information was pulled from. So this one here says locally browsed. That means it originated on this MacBook.
What is source? Not visit source, just source.
So the source shows the APFS container is the hard drive. And it has a string of numbers and letters, users, Walshe, library, Safari. So it's showing where in the database it's pulling this information from.
And that's that. So I can see it says history.db that you had previously told us about.
Yes. So it's going down folder wise. So the library is the main folder, then it'll go into the Safari folder, and then the history database of Safari.
What is location?
Location, again, is it's the location of the items in that database, where they're located in it.
Specifically within the history DB database or whatever database it is?
That's correct.
What is what is evidence number? I think I skipped over that, sorry.
Yeah, no, the evidence number is just the name of the disk, the hard drive, the image that we created.
Because this is a forensic software.
Yes.
Okay. What is recovery method?
The recovery method is how the information was pulled from the data extraction. So there's two options, parsing or carving. Parsing just pulls the immediate information that the tool sees, where carve goes deeper into the database to try to find stuff to pull the information. It's just different locations and different means of getting the information so I can see it.
Front door, back door.
What is item ID?
The item ID is the ID number for this whole image we're seeing.
Now, often there are two records with the same time when you go down in the records.
Mhm.
You'll see the exact same time. Why is that?
So this one here shows parsing. If you scroll down to record 1953, it's the same date and time stamp as the top one. It's just the recovery method is showing carving. So it's gone to a different area of the database and pulled it from a different location.
So does that mean that the search was done twice? But
Nope, it's just how Apple has a program to store information.
okay. Can you give us an analogy about that? Can you explain why that is? Is it like a...
Yeah, so if you think of databases, if you're familiar with like Excel spreadsheets, that's basically all this is. It's different rows and columns of information, and it's where the software is pulling the information from. It's different rows and columns, that's all.
Thank you. So I'd like to look at page 526, record 1952. What is the title?
Best ways to dispose of a body - Google search.
What time and date?
This is done on January 1st, 2023 at 4:52:16 a.m.
And that's Eastern Standard Time.
That's correct.
What is the URL?
I'll just do the beginning part. It shows www.google.com/search. With the query equals best plus way plus to dispose of a body, showing the client Safari. And then it has a whole list of letters and numbers and everything else after.
And what does that mean?
Well, it shows that it was done, the search was done through Google, and the query words where it says Q equals best way to dispose of a body, that means that the user input those specific terms and hit enter to create the search to happen.
Okay. So beginning at page 527, if we look at record 1956.
Okay.
See that?
Yes.
I don't know about you, but we can't see what she's talking about because whoever's running the camera is not letting us see what she's talking about. And a lot of this is not making sense to me, and it doesn't. Still swollen. Okay. Well, I'm glad it's a little bit better. Anyway, it doesn't seem like she's talking about anything important. So I'm going to move on to the next.
Planning to publish your book? You could reach 3 billion more readers. If you've written a
Double check.
What is the date and time?
January 2nd, 2023, 12:33:48 p.m.
What is the title on page 733, record 2633?
Details of dismemberment discussed in murder trial / Wayne 15.
What is the date and time?
January 2nd, 2023, 12:42:59 p.m.
Okay, we're on break.
Locations and different means of getting the information so I can see it.
What is item ID?
The item ID is the ID number for this whole
We're going
image
back
we're seeing.
over.
Now,
They're still on break. The news station was going back over what they were talking about. We're watching the fan turn. We're back. She's not asking anything very important. And I'm not interested in what's on here. So we're going to see what Brian Enton has to say. That's actually really best, because that means she was already unalive and he did these searches in the middle of the day trying to figure out how to. Right. Well, we learned that at like 4 o'clock in the morning, because the friend had left at 1:30. They went upstairs to bed, and she informed him that she had to leave early in the morning. So, right, that was on the 2nd. And he went down and cleaned the kitchen. When he came back upstairs from cleaning the kitchen, she was unalive. So around 4 o'clock in the morning-ish on the 2nd. And, right, they had spent all of New Year's Day, and this was, okay, so he still had her body. And then he was trying to figure out what to do with it rather than calling the police. Do you want me to? Oh, I didn't pull it up. You want me to pull it back up? Okay, I'll see if I can find it. They're on day 5 right now. That's day 6. Starts at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. You don't have to. I was just agreeing with your train of thought. Right. Okay. But I mean, yeah, it makes a lot of sense, but I don't understand it. So, but Brian Enton may explain it. That means she was already there in the entire day, the kids playing, and yeah, I guess he just told the kids she was sleeping upstairs, which is sad. But on the 4th, it was on the 4th when he finally reported her. So he'd had her like 3 days. No, it showed up on the kids, but they said that wasn't the source, remember? They said that wasn't the source. It was just the 2 devices were linked together. Let's see what Brian Enton has to say. Oh, I see. Okay. All right. we're going to look at that. And then this right here looks interesting. I'm going to take you off of there for a second. Okay, this right here looks interesting. It says, Brian Walshe, Red Rum Trial, video of a man dumping large bags into a dumpster. Remember the dumpster from yesterday that I was asking what was the reason they went and checked those dumpsters? But that makes it worse because the devices were linked, and aren't some of the kids old enough to read? I think the oldest one was 6. What was being looked up if they decided to look? I don't know if the kids know how to look in the history at 6 years old, if they know how to look in the search history. But then again, I have a niece that has a tablet all the time. I don't know if it's Apple or what it is, but she has a tablet all the time, and she just goes into her search history to, sometimes all you have to do, you can't actually see my bar right here, but there's a search bar right here. Sometimes all you have to do is click on that bar, and it will pull up everything that I've looked at before. Right. Like if I go, can you see it here? There's a search bar here. I'm going to do, see, it shows everything that I've looked up that starts with a ST. So it shows your past history right there. And all the kid has to do is click on it, and it's right there. You got to erase that because I don't want it in the middle of our video. Okay. When you go look at something up, if I cover over it, I can't see. It shows your past searches underneath the search bar. You're right. Excuse me. And Apple products are different from Android products. And I mean, if I look on my Apple phone, if I look at my Safari, it automatically goes to the last thing I was doing because Butch and I were looking something up on Amazon last night. Because I told him what I want for Christmas, and he was looking it up. And I said, I don't want that one. I want this other one. And he's like, he's reading the specs on it, and one of the reviews said if you have a 700 cc tire or something, that it won't fit on there, and you have to elevate it on something to be able to use the 700 cc tire. And I said, well, hold on. That's not going to work for me because I am not going to use something that I have to elevate higher than it's naturally elevated, because that's not safe and it'd be wobbly, and there's no way I'm going to do that. So I allowed him, against my better judgment, well, because of my better judgment, to order something that was $40 higher, more expensive than what I wanted, but it's the same item and it'll do the same job. And I don't have to worry about falling over my handlebars on my bike on concrete. Well, if I fall over my handlebars on my bike, I would be on concrete because my basement is concrete, but it also has a rug down there. I'm sorry, I'm a wimp. I'm not going outside in 20-degree weather just to ride a bicycle. I'll buy something that I can put in my basement and put my bicycle up on it, and then ride my bicycle in my basement watching TV, and I'm going to have fun. That's my story, and I'll stick it to it.
Today, his defense basically said that he found Anna dead in the bed and panicked and didn't know what to do, and then got rid of the body. So that...
Okay, guys, your car insurance company does not want you to know you can do this.
Big chunk of your monthly payment isn't even for...
Seems like it's going to be the defense. But today there was a ton more just embarrassing. I mean, I was thinking of Brian Walshe sitting there. I mean, all of his searches, his porn history came out, all of it. I'm going to go through everything that we learned here. They basically got all of the history from his MacBook computer, searches.
Yeah, because I'm supposed to get it on Wednesday next week. It's supposed to arrive by UPS or FedEx or however how Amazon sends it. And it's going to get here. And then I'm going to bring it in my basement, which I've been working on cleaning up. Did you see all my salt and pepper shakers? Oh my good land. Did you see them? Look at this. That is just 84 sets. 83, I sold one set. 83 sets of salt and pepper shakers, and I have more to list. And I won't list the ones that you kids have gotten me, because those are too important. And so, but I've got salt and pepper shakers to still list more. And then I'm gonna put my bike rack thingy up in my basement where I can see my TV and I can watch TV while I'm riding my bike. And I don't have to go out in the cold. Okay, so let's see Brian here.
These included some items that we've already heard, but after several sidebars and objections, we finally got to see the search results. This is from January 1st, 2023, including some disturbing things. Some of this was hard to understand, but searches about
I'll be right back. This water's going straight through me.
how to clean a knife that has been contaminated with HIV blood. And this was interesting. There was a search of famed killer Robert Kearney. Okay, he's a famed serial killer, Robert Kearney. Apparently, Brian Walshe searched him. He was dubbed the trash bag killer because he disposed of his victims' body parts in trash bags. So Brian Walshe was researching this guy. There was also these photos shown of these little cuts on his hands, on Brian Walsh's hands. Police took these photos after Anna was missing, and just kind of goes back to this whole theory of dismemberment. And then there was also photos of Anna's boots and other items that belonged to Anna that were found in a dumpster, where detectives say that that Brian Walshe threw this stuff out. So that came out today. They showed those photos. This was interesting. Even before Anna Walshe died, Brian was busy searching his computer about divorce, which this stuff is important because the prosecution is trying to, it seems like their motive here is going to be that the marriage was falling apart. She was cheating and having an affair. Divorce was, a possibility and lingering out there. And the defense has said that it was like so happy, the marriage was so happy that they had this great New Year's Eve together, that he wasn't upset with Anna. So this divorce stuff is interesting. He'd been searching his computer about divorce. So this kind of goes against this whole defense theory that they tried to paint in openings. Checking his wife's financial accounts. He searched the best state in which to divorce. He also spent time watching. So there's all sorts of divorce stuff. Best strategies for men for divorce. Best states for divorce for men. Five best and worst states to get divorced. Washington, D.C. divorce lawyer. Websites regarding divorce in D.C. 10 stupid mistakes men make in divorce. And then they also went through his porn history. Pornhub, and one of the porn videos he watched was called "Cheating Wife Seduces Another Man to Impregnate Her." So the jury heard all of that, which was kind of interesting, and he was just like sitting there, and his mom was sitting there, and the whole thing was kind of obviously awkward. So a lot of divorce Google searches, and then he also searched a lot, which we knew some of this yesterday, but there's a lot of new elements today, about how to get rid of bodies. The state trooper who is the prosecution's technical expert testified about Walsh's searches that sought to find out answers to questions about whether a body can be identified when it has broken teeth. And then, that kind of made me wonder, which is just awful to think about, but did he knock out Anna Walsh's teeth before she was dead? There was also a lot of questions about technology related to the SIM card, iPhone. Jury heard all of those explanations. And he also had like just normal searches, which was kind of interesting. Searches for publications like Wired. He watched a video on how to clean a human body. There was also 10 ways to dispose of a dead body if you really need to. Sorry, the car just turned off. It's so hot too. It's so cold out. I gotta keep the heat on. 10 ways to dispose of a dead body if you really need to. Best places to dispose of a body. The search was done through Google. There was like a YouTube video he was watching about it. How many cadaver dogs are there? How long does DNA last? Is it possible to clean DNA off of a knife? He searched. Can identification be made on partial human remains? How to dispose of a cell phone? How to dispose of a computer? My wife is missing. What should I do? Your spouse is missing and you want a divorce. Best way to dispose of body parts after murder. Is it possible that knife, which had blood on it, remains contaminated with HIV after it's been washed with hot water and dishwasher soap? How to remove a SIM card from an iPhone, how to saw a body, how to dismember a body, hacksaw, best tool for dismembering a body. I mean, according to detectives, he was searching all this stuff. So wet. Oh my gosh. Can you be charged with murder without a body? Can you identify a body with broken teeth? No corpse, no problem. Notable murder convictions without a body. What powder masks smells best?
Amanda asks, who had HIV? I don't know. See, I didn't do any pre-search on this information, so I know nothing. I'm learning this as you are, and I don't know who had HIV. Did he have it? Did she have it? Because if she had it, obviously he had it, because he would have gotten it from her. And if he had it, well, if he used the knippy on her, then she would be the one that had it, except for the cut he got on his thumb. And if she had it, then he could have gotten it, and the affair guy could have gotten it. We're supposed to hear from affair guy too very soon. So yeah, hopefully we'll find that out. Because they didn't mention it unless it was part of what we skipped.
My energy bill dropped from $150 to $50 by doing this. My friends laughed at me when I spent $40.
Can I mix white vinegar to stop smells? Can baking soda make a dead body smell good? Cleaning out blood without leaving a trace. I mean, this guy, like, you'd think he would have known that they could go back and find his searches. How long for a dismembered body to decompose? Body found in trash station. Can a body decompose in a plastic bag? Can police get your search history without your computer?
I don't know about that one. I'm starting to think she may have found out she had it and may have. Oh! You're right. That's a good thought. Good afternoon, H. Davis. We have been missing you. I hope you had a good Thanksgiving and you're getting ready for graduation, so I imagine you are very busy. So we're following the Brian Walshe case and trying to learn about what's going on in court. Whoops, sorry. We did too. I did. I know I went down to Amanda's and got to see 3 of my grandchildren, and Amanda's father and stepmom were there, and we all had a good time. And maybe at this point, he's so broken or whatever that he's given up and he'd rather spend life behind bars than deal with anything like this. You've got a point. You've got a point. You've got a point. I would hate to think that they found out whenever they find her body, that they found out that she was PG. If she was, I don't know.
Does a cell phone track your historical location? So they went through in detail all of these searches. And that took up a big part of the day with the detective on the stand. They also played additional parts of the interview with Brian Walshe.
because I don't know why he would have looked that up unless he's concerned with contaminating himself or the children. You're right. You're right. You're right. You've got a good point. You've got a really good point.
That police did with him. You know, he said he would talk to them. You know, he didn't have a lawyer or anything, I don't think, at that time. This was after Anna was missing.
I would love to see the behavior panel get a hold of this. I'm going to look on their thing and see if they've done anything on Brian Walshe, because it would be interesting. I love watching the behavior panel.
And, you know, tried to portray like they had a good marriage or whatever. So yeah, it was sort of another, gotta wonder what the jurors are thinking here. I mean, like hearing all of this, it's another crazy day. Okay, so I'm back in the hotel, very, very rainy today here near Boston and very, very cold, with Allison Weiner, my producer, who's been in the courtroom today all day and has just like become a real expert on the case. So thank you for talking with me again, Allison, by the way, has a book coming out, which I wanna promote for a second. Especially if you're into crime, it's a really like a behind the scenes.
It's a behind the scenes look at what we do, investigating, and I'm cover 4 high profile criminal cases, and I've done them. They go over like a 20-year period, and you get to find out. Say, I'm covering the Holly Bobo case, which I'm sure a lot of you guys know, and in that case, what it was like to meet the family for the first time and come in the house. And
I want that book. I need to learn how to research better. That's what I'm trying to learn. That's why I got all these books, and I just found one. I was looking for one thing and found another. I had a book back there that I didn't know I had, and I purchased it a while back and found it yesterday. Also, when I went in that closet right there, you can see the door. I went in there, and as soon as I opened the door, I realized I had to kind of sneak in there and not let it be seen what was in there, because somebody that we all know and love here has 3 Christmas gifts in there and they're not wrapped. So anyway, I didn't want her to see them.
And how difficult it was to hear and feel their pain about what had happened. It's something Brian and I were just talking about.
Like a real behind the scenes.
It's a real behind the scenes. It's called Murder in the Media. It's behind the scene coverage of 4 high profile criminal cases. And it is available now on Amazon. And it's also available at barnesandnoble.com, amazon.com, and just look for Murder in the Media, Allison Hope Weiner. And please pre-order it, because they will make more copies if you do that. And I can write about more of the cases, and we've got some good ones coming up.
I love it. Okay, so we got a little shout out for the book. That's
Thank
good.
you. Yeah.
Okay, back to the trial today. More of these searches came out, these crazy searches.
I did. First of all, yeah, your Christmas.
The porn. What was the deal with that?
You know what? I didn't think it was such a big deal, the whole thing. And he actually got the policeman, the trooper that was on the stand, to admit that the reason he pulled certain titles and that they were introduced as evidence as opposed to other titles, he apparently did watched 12 movies like over this period of time from December 25th to January 8th. There were 12 hits on the Pornhub thing. And so he pulled it because one of them had the word, about the wife, cheating wife. And the defense attorney said, did you particularly hone on this because it said cheating wife? And he said, yes, yes, I did. And so there was a lot of discussion about that. I think, and you and I we were just chatting about this. He's got bigger problems than watching some porn.
Yeah.
I mean, there was
So apparently he said he didn't know that she was having an affair. But if he was watching the ORN stuff about cheating wife, and he honed in on it because it said cheating wife, then he knew, especially when she got the message on New Year's Eve that said the friendship is over. So whoever she was having the affair with ended the affair.
Other searches, I don't know how you explain them. and some of them were just bizarre. The thing that really struck me, there were a couple of things about the searches. First thing that really struck me was how they were from a lot of legitimate places and books. All of these places to find out how to clean a dead body, how to chop up a body, what's the best tool to chop
like
up.
articles.
Yeah. And then the second thing was his concern about how is it going to smell? And what's the best mask to buy that smells the best? Like while you're chopping up a body. And there's one murder, you know, like, I mean, it's, they have crazy titles and it sounds like it's all a joke, but we know based on his admission and his pleading guilty that he actually did dispose of her body. He also got he did purchase it. We haven't seen that yet and they haven't gone through it, but he did purchase a hacksaw. And it's just, those two things, the availability of the knowledge.
The advantage of having a wood shop right off your kitchen. You have all those tools and you don't have to make yourself look guilty by going and purchasing them. And if you haul a trailer behind your truck when you go to clean out a storage locker and you put a tarp over it, then you've got extra long, like 29-foot long, 12-foot wide tarps to take care of it. See, if I wanted to do anything like he's done, they wouldn't catch me in the store buying the products. I need to go with it. Just say it. Not that I'm going to do it. I mean, shoot, I've known my husband for 50 years. I got him just broke in almost where I want him. I'm not going to start training another one now.
On the internet. And the fact that right at around 3:40 in the morning, he starts these searches. I guess it's after he nudged her body out of the bed and she went flying off of the bed.
Yeah.
I mean, and
that's what I just said. That's what Amanda and I were just talking about, was him doing these searches after he realized that she had not woken up. Okay, I'm going to bring this down because I want to look at this. I don't have.
Are you receiving Social Security disability benefits? Are you working but not reporting your earnings?
Let's get you back into court. On the stand is the general manager of an apartment complex.
Okay, I'm going to put this link in the description because I just saw it on a sidebar. I didn't intend to watch it, but since we are early, I'm going to go ahead and pull this up. Give it a thumbs up. Can you see it? Okay, give it a thumbs up. Bring it bigger.
He is under direct examination by the state.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Could you please state your name for the record and spell your last name for us, please?
Sandra Hempel Waldrop. Last name is Hempel, Hempel, Waldrop, Waldroup.
This is the woman that's been sitting on the other side of the courtroom, and they show you in the beginning of the videos, the mysterious woman. Now you get to see what she's got to say.
Where do you work, ma'am?
I work at the Claremont in Abington, an apartment complex.
Where is the Claremont located in Abington?
At 500 North Quincy Street in Abington, Massachusetts.
And what do you do for the Claremont?
I'm the general manager.
And how many units are at the Claremont?
91.
What are the responsibilities of the general manager?
Well, my responsibilities, I'm also head of maintenance, so I do everything. If there's nothing that I do not do, I do everything.
And how long have you held that position at the Claremont?
Since 2018.
What does the Claremont have for surveillance videos on the outside?
Could you rephrase?
Sure. Do you have any surveillance cameras at the Claremont apartment complex?
Yes.
Okay.
That's not her. That's somebody else.
And how many cameras do you have for the outside of your apartment complex?
Oh, for the outside.
Yes.
Give me 1 second.
Sure.
2, 3, 4. 4 on the outside. I believe 3 in the back parking lot and 1 at the front.
Now, how many dumpsters are there at the Claremont?
A total of 3 dumpsters. 2 gated areas, 2 dumpsters in one, and 1 dumpster on the top hill.
On the top of the hill. And the Claremont, is it near any other apartment complexes?
Yes, so right behind us, our back parking lot, there is the Chestnut Glen. Years ago, it used to be the same owner. It used to be connected.
In Chestnut Glen, is that an apartment complex or is it assisted living or like what is Chestnut Glen?
It is a home for the elderly and disabled.
Okay. And now, I had asked you about their surveillance videos. In January of 2023, did you have the opportunity to produce any surveillance videos to law enforcement as a result of this case? You did? Okay. And have you had a chance to review those videos on a thumb drive?
I didn't review it I saw it on the screen, actually, yes.
Okay. And let me ask you this about your videos. Are they kept in the normal course of business?
Yes.
Are they kept in good faith?
Yes.
And I take it your cameras, they're always recording?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I'm going to show you this drive and ask if you recognize it.
Yes.
And how do you recognize it?
Because I initialed it and signed it. This is what I watched on the screen. This is the thumb drive. Yes, sorry about that.
So what you watched on the screens were your videos?
Yes, that is correct.
The Commonwealth would seek to have this drive marked as the next exhibit, Your Honor, with the videos from the Claremont of January 3rd, 2023.
No objection.
No objection. It's marked and admitted into evidence as are we at 157? Thank you very much.
Too quiet? Turn your sound from 100% to 600% with Power Sound.
Your Honor, may I publish?
You may.
Thank you. Ms. Gilman, could we have what's now been marked as Exhibit 157? Could we go to the video channel 14? And if you could bring us to 3 minutes and say 15 seconds. Pause, if I may. Ms. Waldrop, what area are we looking at of the Claremont?
This is the front entrance, the right when you come in. So, yeah.
Okay. And how many entrances are there to the apartment complex?
6.
6. Okay. Ms. Gilman, if you could press play. Thank you. Ms. Gilman, could you pause? All right. Now, Ms. Waldrop, I have some questions about your videos in and of themselves.
Yes.
The date on the video, what is the date in the top left-hand corner?
January 3rd, 2023.
And the time, what does it denote the time?
It's 4:33 p.m.
Now, in January 2023, were there any issues as far as the time on your videos being different from the real time?
Yes, I believe at the time it was, I don't know for sure, but I believe it was about 20 minutes difference. And sometimes it does that. It jumps and then I don't notice it till I actually have to pull up video for some reason. And then I'm like, okay, then I see it in real time that it's wrong.
Okay, so there are times when the time on your video is not the correct time.
That is correct.
Okay. Now, as a result of working at the Claremont, are you familiar with the vehicles of your residents?
Yes.
And how many of your residents had Volvos XC90s at the time?
None to my knowledge.
Miss Gilman, if you could press play, please. Pause. Ms. Waldrop, did you recognize this vehicle as being one of your residents?
No.
And if you press play, Ms. Gilman. On this same video, Ms. Gilman, could you bring us to 13 minutes and 59 seconds?
That was him leaving. So we went in at 3:15 and came out.
Ms. Gilman, I'm going to ask now if you could bring us to the next video from Claremont, which I believe is titled Claremont. Thank you. Ms. Waldrop, before you, and if you could just pause it at this point in time. Ms. Waldrop, where are we looking at the Claremont apartment complexes in this second video?
So this is the, right when you come to the back, this is actually at the bottom of the hill or of the backside where the two dumpsters are located in that fenced area right there.
In that fenced area. And you said they're gated. Is there a lock to them or anything like that?
No.
And what access do you give the general public to your dumpsters? It's people who don't live there. Can they use them?
No, they're not supposed to. No. And there's signs that, you know, that, yeah, it's private property and they are on surveillance. I mean, it's on surveillance. So they're not meant to use our dumpsters. No.
Could you press play this, Gilman?
That trash bag looked rather heavy.
Only people with childhood trauma seem to be able to solve this. The reason is because people with childhood trauma are used to being constant.
It got dark.
Thank you, Ms. Gilman. And finally, how many ways are there in and out of the property?
One. There is really one. So there used to be, there's a smaller little, almost like a narrow walkway now that people used to use sometimes. They weren't supposed to because you can't actually have a vehicle. It's not the width of a vehicle. So technically, could you take another way? Yes, but there's only one driveway. Yes, one entrance, front entrance. Sorry about that.
I think that my earlier question was probably an article. When I asked you how many ways are there into the property, you said 6. You're talking about the
Oh, entrances. I thought you meant entrances as in the doors. We have 6. I'm so sorry. We have one way to get into the complex, one driveway to get in, 6 exits or entrance doors, and there is a little pathway coming from Chestnut. Yes, but it's not a driveway. It's not, but if somebody, I've seen it before when there was a roadblock and then people would just, but it's not meant to be used. So my apologies.
No, you don't have to apologize. I didn't ask the right question. You fixed it, so thank you. My question was, how many ways are there into the property, I guess, from the street?
One.
One. And then there's this path area that sometimes people should use, they could use.
I know it was a little dark in the videos, but it was the dumpster. It was a man who looked similar to Brian Walshe. Of course, the state's position is that was Brian Walshe dumping bags into the dumpster. That would be those bags of body parts. He admits to dismembering his wife, Anna.
AI is generating. Tim, with Monday Sidekick, AI is.
We are now on a different case.
No, I have not.
Okay. It's only 2:20. Would you like me to go into day 3? At 6 o'clock, 6:30 tonight, Mob Crew is doing a live video on his channel. I just scrolled past it. It says embarrassment. Katie reminded of Sebastian's birthday. More clues. Forced to respond. And they've got a birthday video thing. I'm gonna have to go look at that. Oh, she put it on her Facebook page, Katie Proudfoot Facebook page. I'm gonna have to go look at that at 6 o'clock. Okay, now let's see if we can find. This is day 3. Put the link in the description. Facebook. I know it's his birthday. Don't tell me 5 times. This channel that I just found of the day 3 trial is on Hidden Unalivers, spelled with a K, you know. It says with Tony Brueski, true crime today. So this is day 3. I think this is the boyfriend. I'm not sure. I know he was in real estate. Oh no, this is life insurance. I'm sorry. No. Can't hear it? Is that better? Okay, I'm going to try to go to a different link. Okay. Can you hear this one? The only thing I can hear is music. I can't hear that one either. Okay, for some reason, what is happening on my phone is not what is happening on my computer. Okay, I'm going to try to go to a different link.
Where do you work, sir?
Cohasset.
And what do you do in Cohasset?
I am a sergeant and a canine handler.
Something's not working.
Sergeant and a canine handler.
There we go.
How long have you been? You say sergeant, so I'm assuming Cohasset Police Department.
Yes.
How long have you been with the Cohasset Police Department?
About 18 years.
And how long have you been a sergeant?
About 3 years.
And how long have you been a canine handler?
About 15 years.
And in January of 2023, what was your canine's name?
Einstein.
Now, what type of dog is Einstein?
He's a Belgian Malinois.
And what type of police dog is Einstein?
He's certified as a patrol dog. He tracks, it does area searches, building searches.
What type of training did he go into to be able to track?
So initially he takes myself and him go through a 16-week training with the local sheriff's office. And from there we do a twice a month training.
And now, sir, I'd like to ask you some questions about January 5th of 2023. Did you have the opportunity to do a track or an area search with Einstein that day?
I did.
Approximately what time?
About 10:20 in the morning.
And what was the weather like?
It was cool, cloudy.
And where did you conduct this search?
I conducted the search in the front left side, in the rear of the property.
And when you say the property, is that 516 Chief Justice Cushing Highway?
Yes.
Now, sir, what type of search was this?
This was considered an area search.
And what would you call it? Can you tell us what an area search means?
An area search basically means it's not a track, so we don't have a definitive area of where the person would have started. So an area search would just be using the dog to try and pick up a scent of human odor in the area.
Now, Your Honor, if I may, we've stipulated to a series of photographs from exhibits 83 to 80.
See this little thing? I wonder if you have to have, it says it's an electric vehicle. I wonder if you have to have a motorcycle license to drive it. Let me look into that. Trying to find something for my son for under $1,000 for Christmas.
89. And if I could publish the first of those, exhibit 83.
You may.
Thank you. Ms. Gilman? Sergeant, can you see the image on the screen?
I can.
Is that the general area of the home that you had the opportunity to do your area search of?
It is.
And if we may have exhibit 84. Now, Sergeant, do you see this image, exhibit 84?
Yes.
Is the home in exhibit 84?
Yes.
Now, sir, can you just tell us generally how far the home is set back from Route 3A?
It's about 100 yards.
And just generally looking at exhibit 84, can you tell us again where you did your search?
So as you look at the home, I started the area search in the front left between the home and 3A on the left-hand side and worked my way back through the area where you can see Peppermint Brook.
Now, if we may have exhibit 85.
I'm presuming he's right in this area.
Sir, what part of the home is this?
That's the front.
And did you have the opportunity to walk this area with Einstein?
To the left of the driveway, yes.
And if we could have exhibit 86. Do you recognize this area, sir?
Yes.
And that was also an area you got to walk with Einstein?
Yes.
All right. And Ms. Gilman, could we have, just a little bit out of order, exhibit 39 from the other day? Do you recognize this area, sir?
Yes.
What is this of the house?
This is the backyard of the home.
What animals were in the backyard of the home when you were doing your search with Einstein?
There was a large German Shepherd in the fenced-in area.
And how was it behaving?
It was barking consistently at us.
And what was Einstein doing during this?
He was fine. He's not dog aggressive, so he continued to work.
And so is that what that other dog would be considered, dog aggressive?
Yes.
And could we have exhibit 87? Do you recognize this area, sir?
Yes.
Where is this in relation to the home?
It's to the left of the home.
And did you get to walk this with Einstein?
I did.
And then if we could have exhibit 88? Do you recognize this area, sir?
Yes.
And where was this?
Similar area to the left of the home, towards the back.
And then the final image I want to show you is exhibit 89. And where is this in relation to the home?
That's in the backyard as well, the gravel path that leads up to the back.
And now, sir, what, if anything, did you find?
We didn't find anything.
And how long did you do that area search with Einstein?
It was approximately 25, 30 minutes.
And did you go inside the fence where the dog was?
No, I did not.
Why not?
Because the dog was there and it wouldn't have worked out.
All right. Nothing further, Your Honor.
Ross,
No questions.
the witness may step down. Thank you.
Now, if you notice, every other time somebody has been there, the dog's been in a crate in the house. This time, when they bring another dog, the dog is outside where the other dog is going to be. That sounds suspicious to me, because they couldn't search inside the fence because the two dogs couldn't be in the same, it wouldn't work out. That's what he just said. I mean, I'd have to bring my dogs in if you were going to do a search in my backyard. But that's just because I have 2 dogs.
Thank you.
$1,000 to the first person to make a training manual for the new hire. 1 hour.
Commonwealth may call its next witness.
Commonwealth calls Tom Menino.
Right this way. There you go.
Good morning. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning.
Good morning.
Could you please state your name and spell your last name for the record?
Thomas Menino, M-E-N-I-N-O.
And how are you employed, sir?
I'm currently employed with JetBlue,
In what capacity?
corporate security manager out of Boston Logan Airport.
Thank you. And how long have you been employed by JetBlue as corporate security?
Just under 2 years.
And what are your responsibilities there?
Security issues at the airport, keeper of the records.
And so as part of your job, you said you are keeper of the records,
Correct.
custodian of the records?
Correct.
Thank you. And does JetBlue Airlines keep records of customers flying on its planes in the normal course of business?
Yes, we do.
And how are your company's records kept?
Electronically.
When are entries made of those records?
As soon as someone purchases a reservation for an airline ticket, that's when we get the record.
Thank you. So as close to a transaction being made as possible?
Correct.
And why are records kept?
Just because we want to know who's flying on us, and if there's any issues with it.
I apologize, Judge. I just can't hear the witness.
Okay, I'm just going to ask the witness. This is a really large courtroom. Lean right into that microphone in a big, bold voice.
Sorry.
Thank you so much. If you could just repeat that answer.
So just so we know who's flying on our airline and that we, just have a record for them.
Thank you. So are your records kept in good faith?
Yes, they are.
And do you have JetBlue records concerning reservations for December 25th of 2022 through January 30th of 2023 for passenger Anna Walshe with a date of birth of April 12th, 1983 that you have provided to the Commonwealth?
Yes, we did.
Your Honor, I'd ask now that we enter in, which has already been previously marked as Exhibit 92.
9-2?
9-2.
Presumably, we're going to hear about what 90 and 91 are later?
Yes, we will, Your Honor.
All right. So 92 are the records from JetBlue. They're marked and admitted into evidence.
Thank you very much. I'd also ask that they be published for the jury at this time electronically.
You may.
Do you have a copy of those, sir?
I don't have them with me.
I will bring them right up to you.
Thank you.
May I approach, Your Honor?
Yes, you may.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Menino, are you familiar with those records?
I am.
Thank you very much. Looking at the reservation on 12/25/22, could you go to that page, Ms. Gilman? Thank you.
Okay.
Where was there a reservation from?
This reservation was from DCA, which is Reagan National Airport, to Boston.
So, and the code for Boston?
BOS.
Thank you. And what time was that reservation for?
It was for 6:30 p.m.
And can you tell if Ms. Walshe took that flight?
No, that flight was refunded.
Okay, so you can tell that she did not take that flight, is that correct?
Correct.
And where do you see that flight was refunded?
Where it says STAT, S-T-A-T, it says RFND.
And what happened to that flight? Do you know, did that flight go that day?
That flight went, but that was refunded ticket.
Okay. And when was that flight purchased?
Looks like it was issued on December 20th of 2022.
Going to the next record on 12/27. Did Ms. Walsh have a flight on 12/27/22?
Yes.
And where was, from where?
This flight was from Boston to Reagan National Airport,
And what time?
7:30 a.m.
And did she take that flight?
This flight here was booked through JetBlue when it was with the Northeast Alliance. That meant we were dealing with American Airlines. And so this was purchased for an American Airlines ticket. So we don't have record of if she took that flight or not.
And when was that flight purchased?
It was December 20th of 2022,
And where can you see that?
where it says issued.
And looking at the next page, please.
And we're sure this is shocking for many of you that are just hearing the news and tuning in. But the response.
Did Ms. Walsh have a flight on 12/30/22?
Yes, she did.
And from where to where?
That flight was from Reagan International Airport to Boston.
And what time?
That was at 6:30 a.m.
And did she take that flight on December 30th of 2022?
That ticket was used.
And when was that flight purchased?
December 20th of 2022.
And what's the difference, if you know, between created and issued?
Yeah, so it's created. That's when the ticket was created, was that date, and it was issued, the ticket was issued on the second date. So yeah, that was created on November 5th of 2022.
And then it was issued?
Yes.
Okay. So created is the day it was purchased?
Correct.
Thank you. Ms. Gilman, if you could just go back to that. Thank you. So created is the day it was.
It sounds to me like at the beginning of the month, she plans all her trips back and forth and pays for her tickets at the time that they're used. And then if she doesn't use it, then it's refunded back to her. That's the way it sounds. Must be nice to have that kind of money.
Was purchased.
Correct.
Thank you. And was there a flight on January 3rd of 2023?
That's correct.
And from where to where?
From Boston to Reagan.
And what time?
That would be at 6 a.m.
And was that flight used? And Ms. Gilman, if you could go down now.
No, that says it was no-show. So it meant that the person did not show up for the flight.
What's the difference between refund and no-show?
So refund is you can cancel your ticket prior to your flight and get your money back. No-show means you just don't show up for the flight.
You know, if you schedule a
And
doctor,
looking at the next document, please. Was there a flight reservation for January 13th of 2023?
Yes.
And where was that flight scheduled from?
Reagan International Airport to Boston.
And what time?
6:30 p.m.
And did Ms. Walsh take that flight?
That was a no-show on that flight as well.
And if you could go down, please? And and where do you see that?
Right there, it says CMP2. Hold on, just make sure I get the right one. The third, sorry, it's CMP1. It's the lower one.
Thank you. And going back up, when was that?
That was created on November 5th of 2022.
Okay. And looking at 116, did Ms. Walsh have a flight reservation for 116 of 2023?
Yes, she did.
And where was that flight scheduled from?
That was from Boston to Reagan,
And what time was that flight for?
6 a.m.
And did she take that flight?
That was a no-show on that flight.
And when was that flight purchased? Going up, please.
November 5th, 2022.
And Ms. Gilman, could you go up in the record so we could see that, please?
A little bit more.
Go up, please. Thank you. And going to the next document, please. And looking at this document, did Ms. Walsh have a flight reservation for January 27th of 2023?
Yes, she did.
And where was this reservation from?
Reagan International Airport to Boston.
And what time?
6:30 p.m.
And did Ms. Walsh take that flight?
That was a no-show for that flight.
And when was that flight purchased?
That flight was purchased on November 5th, 2022.
And looking at the January 30th, 2022, did she have a flight reservation for that date?
She did.
And where was the reservation from?
Boston to Reagan International Airport.
And what time?
6 a.m.
And did she take that flight?
She did not. No show.
And when was that flight purchased?
On November 5th, 2022.
And the final page, please. And what is this document showing, Mr. Menino?
These are just flights that we had scheduled for, it looks, December 23rd, 2022, December 24th, 2022, December 25th, December 30th, 2022, and January 1st, 2023.
And so that shows whether or not the flight went or was canceled?
Correct.
And those are only the JetBlue flights, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. So this would show the the December 25th of 22 flights, whether they flew or were canceled.
That's correct.
Thank you very much.
Any cross-exam?
No questions, Judge.
Witness may step down. Thank you.
Thank you.
Commonwealth may call its next witness.
The Commonwealth would call Greg Lawrence.
Work with peace of mind while receiving SSDI. All SUP Employment Services helps you protect your
These officers are affirming testimony to give us now hearing.
Stay right there.
And you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning. Could you please state your name for the record and spell your last name?
Gregory Lowrance, last name spelled Lowrance.
And where do you work, sir?
The Cohasset Police Department
And how long have you worked there?
since 2018.
And what are your rank and responsibilities?
Currently, I am a police officer assigned as a school resource officer to the elementary school in town.
And what were your responsibilities in January of 2023?
I was working as a patrol officer.
In what shift were you working on January 4th of 2023?
The 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. shift.
And how were you dressed for that shift?
Regular department uniform.
And where were you dispatched at approximately 11:44 a.m. on January 4th of 2023?
516 Chief Justice Cushing Highway in Cohasset.
Sir, can you keep your voice up, please?
I'm sorry.
Lean right into that microphone.
You can also move that a little closer to you, the microphone, if you want. Now, what was the purpose, what was your purpose of going to 516 Chief Justice Cushing Highway?
I believe it was for a well-being check.
And what did you do upon arrival to that residence?
I exited my cruiser and approached the side door of the residence.
And then what happened?
I was met by the resident of the house, Mr. Brian Walshe.
And where did you meet him?
I was on the door to the right of the main front door.
Okay. And what did he say, if anything, when you arrived?
He wanted to file a missing persons report for his wife.
What was his demeanor?
He was calm, collected.
And was this interaction that you had with him recorded?
It was not.
And did Cohasset Police Department have body-worn cameras at that time?
We did not.
Does Cohasset Police Department have body-worn cameras now?
We do not.
And did he say why he wanted to report his wife missing?
He contacted her workplace, and they had not heard from her, and he had not heard from her in a few days.
What did he tell you about the last time that he had seen her?
It was on January 1st, 2023.
What, if anything else, did he tell you?
That it was the morning between 6 a.m. and 7 a.m. Before she took a flight back to Washington, D.C. for work.
And did he tell you where she was taking a flight from?
Logan Airport.
And did he tell you how she got to Logan Airport?
She took an Uber from the residence.
And did he say what he had done to contact her?
He had tried to call and text her, and also was reaching out to friends and coworkers in the DC area.
And did he say whether or not this was typical behavior?
It was not.
What did he say about their typical behavior?
When she is away from the family for work, they usually FaceTime frequently, so he can FaceTime with their children.
Officer Lawrence, what did you next do in regard to Mr. Walsh's missing person report?
I returned to my cruiser to go into my cruiser bag and take out a blank NCIC missing persons report form to fill out.
And what is NCIC?
It is the National Crime Information Center, a national database used for law enforcement to get information out to surrounding agencies.
So what kind of information do you need for that?
Just basic biographical information, any personal appearance information, anything that will help locate a missing person.
And were you able to compile information for that form?
Yes.
And at this point, Your Honor, I'd like to put into evidence what's been marked by agreement as Exhibit 93, the NCIC form.
Exhibit 93.
I know when CJ was younger, he would go out riding his bike, and I would always check in about 1:30 to let me know he was okay in the summertime. Let me know that he was okay, where he was in town, which friend he was visiting or whatever. And one time he didn't check in, and it was getting on almost 4 o'clock, and I tried to call him and couldn't reach him. And so I called law enforcement, and told them that my son was missing. He didn't check in. And a police officer came to the door and was asking me questions about how old he was and where did he normally go and things like that. He didn't seem concerned about my son being gone when he was standing in front of my face. He didn't fill out an NCIC paper or missing persons paper or anything like that. But I told him I was going to go out and drive around town, go over by the pool, see where he was, and I was driving around and I parked at the pool and I was going to get out and walk around the outside of the pool to see if he was inside the pool area. And just as I got out of my truck, he texted me. He said, "I'm sorry, my phone died. I just got some charge on it. I'm over at Alex's house. I'll be on my way home now." And I'm like, okay, thank you for letting me know. Well, while I was looking around the swimming pool before he texted me, or when he was texting me, the police officer that had came to the house pulled up to the swimming pool where I was parked and checked to see if I had heard anything. And at that time, I told him that, yeah, I had just heard from him. His phone had died and he was at his friend's house and he's on his way home. So it was all clear, but they didn't fill out that paper. But then again, his wife had supposedly been missing for 4 days at this time. CJ had only been missing for 3 hours. So, okay, that's just addition to the story. Different towns do things different ways, I guess.
Is now in evidence, the NCIC form.
My energy bill dropped from $150 to $50 by doing this. My friends laughed at me when I spent
Thank you. And before I ask you a question about that, who gave you the information to fill out the form?
Brian Walsh.
Do you recognize Brian Walsh in the courtroom today?
Yes.
Can you please point him out for the record?
He's right there in a black suit, red tie.
Your Honor, might the record reflect that the witness has identified the defendant?
The record will so reflect.
Thank you. Your Honor, I'd like to publish Exhibit 93, the NCIC form.
You may.
Thank you. What did the defendant tell you was the name of his wife?
Anna Walsh.
And what did he say was her date of birth?
April 12th, 1983.
Where did he tell you she was born?
Belgrade.
What information did the defendant tell you about where Anna Walsh lived?
They owned a townhouse in Washington, D.C., which she stayed at when she was down there for work.
Ms. Gilman, if you could go down. And what did he say was the address?
5334 43rd Street Northwest.
And did he give you the Washington, D.C. and the zip
Yes.
code?
Yes, ma'am.
And did he say what her car was?
Yes.
And what was that?
A 2022 gray Volkswagen Taos.
And did he give you a physical description of her?
Yes, ma'am, he did.
And what was that physical description that he gave you?
About 115 pounds in weight, 5'2" height, brown hair, brown eyes.
And did he provide you any information about her phone?
Yes, he supplied me with her cell phone number.
And well, why is the cell phone number important for you?
Then we can conduct a ping of the cell phone to determine its last known location.
And what number did the defendant give you did he also, besides her cell phone, did he also give you his cell phone number?
Yes, he did.
And what number did he give you?
617-939-8646.
And did the defendant tell you what airline Ms. Walsh was going to fly?
He said that she was flying JetBlue.
And why is that information important?
Then we can contact Logan Airport and determine if she boarded any flights for JetBlue that day.
And after obtaining the information from the NCIC form, where did you then go?
I then returned to the Cohasset Police Department.
And I should ask, did you go inside the house at that time?
I did not.
How long were you at the house?
Probably around 20 minutes.
And at some point, did you go back to the house that night?
I did.
And why did you go back to the house that night?
I returned to the residence around 6:30 p.m. For a recorded interview with Sergeant Harrison Schmidt.
I might have one moment, Your Honor.
Yes.
Nothing further.
Any cross?
2 questions. Had you ever been to that house before?
No, sir.
And you started working at Cohasset in 2018?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Can I see counsel at the side of the bench? The witness may step down.
Wonder what's going on. Who got in trouble? It's 11 o'clock when we stop for lunch. Judge needs to take a tinkle. Where's your rosary?
Special.
Did you know you could be entitled to a 5 or 6 figure payout if you suffered a serious injury at work, like a broken bone?
Specialist.
My job is to intake and respond and review subpoenas that are served to Lyft by law enforcement.
And how long have you done that job?
For 2.5 years.
And how long have you worked for Lyft?
Since 2018.
And what are your, as part of your specific responsibilities, are you a custodian of records for Lyft?
Yes.
And as such, what are your responsibilities as the custodian of records?
To collect, search for and collect records that we are subpoenaed for.
And when are entities made on business records at Lyft?
At the time they're created.
And why are they made?
For purposes of privacy and security and maintaining data.
And are they made in the normal course of business?
Yes.
And are they made in good faith?
Yes.
What is Lyft?
A technology company that facilitates rideshare pairings between drivers and riders through our Lyft app.
So how does Lyft work?
If you're a rider, you would go in, you would first download the Lyft app and then input your information, name, phone number, payment method, and then you can use the app to request a ride.
AKA Uber.
To whatever location you're going to. And it pairs you with the driver in your area.
Is Lyft a paid or free service?
Paid.
Are you familiar with the records that have been requested in this case?
Yes.
And have you previously supplied those records to us?
Yes.
And are these the records for the account information for Anna Walshe with a payment and profile for that user?
Yes.
And did Anna Walshe have an account with Lyft?
Yes.
Your Honor, I'm now seeking to admit, which has been previously marked as Exhibit 94, the records of Lyft.
All right, the Lyft records for Anna Walshe are now in evidence as Exhibit 94.
Thank you. May I approach the witness?
You may.
Just going to show you these so you can reference them during your testimony.
Thank you.
I'm also going to ask, Your Honor, if they could be published to the jury.
They may be.
Thank you.
Hey, maybe.
Ms. Gilman, if we could start with the account. Mr. Fox, when was this account created?
This was created on May 16th of 2022.
And what phone number was associated with the account?
617-599-7966.
And how is the phone number used with Lyft?
The app is through your phone, so you have to download it to your phone, and that phone number is how you create rides or request rides.
And does Lyft keep other information about the
He just doxed her phone number.
account holder's phone?
We keep information such as the IP address at the time the account was created, the phone carrier, and the app version that was used, and the operating system on that phone.
And why is that?
For data purposes, for privacy security.
What kind of phone was used here?
It was a iPhone 14-4.
And who was the carrier?
Verizon.
In addition to keeping that information, do you also keep payment method?
Yes.
Ms. Gilman, I'd ask you to go to the payment document. And can you tell me about the payment method in these records?
It was a Visa card, last four digits, 5421.
And finally, sir, Ms. Gilman, if you could go to the cover, were there any rides between December 30th of 2022 and January 8th of 2023 that were used by this rider?
No.
Monday CRM has the best AI features in the game.
Especially in sales.
Hands down.
So for me, email
Thank you.
Any cross? The witness may step down. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Commonwealth may call its next witness.
The Commonwealth calls Alyssa Wimmer.
Right this way. Just watch your step for me. Slide this chair. Step right up. No, just step right up. There you go.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And you may proceed.
Thank you so much. Good morning.
Good morning.
Could you please state your name, spell your last name for the record?
Yes, my name is Alyssa Wimmer, Wimmer.
And what is your occupation, ma'am?
I work for Uber Technologies.
And what is your title?
I am one of their regional public safety liaisons.
And how long have you worked for Uber Technologies?
Approximately a year and a half.
And always in the same position?
Yes.
And what are your specific responsibilities?
My job is to assist law enforcement within my region, which includes the Northeast United States, with complex or critical safety incidents that have some sort of a nexus to the Uber platform.
And as part of your job, have you been designated as a custodian of records?
Yes.
As such, what are your responsibilities?
I am able to look at requests that law enforcement put through our portal for Uber, locate data that they are requesting, and then produce that data to law enforcement.
And when are entries made on business records at Uber Technologies?
At the time of the event or shortly thereafter.
And why are they made?
In order to maintain our regular course of business.
And are they made in good faith?
Yeah.
To CTA. Cover day booty.
Yes.
What is Uber Technologies?
So we're more commonly known as Uber. We are a technology company that facilitates various transportation and delivery services under our platform. So we're probably most commonly known for our rideshare feature, which allows a user to access the Uber application, request a trip with a pickup location and a drop-off location, and then Uber will match that person with the driver, and the driver will transport the individual from point A to point B.
Is Uber a pay or free service?
A paid service.
Are you familiar with the records that have been requested in this case?
Yes.
And did you provide those records previously?
Uber did, yes.
And were those records for account information for 617-599-7966?
Yes.
And did Uber have an account for 617-599-7966?
Yes.
And you have seen those records?
Yes.
Your Honor, I'd ask at this time, those were provided digitally.
Correct.
I'd ask at this time that the records, which have been marked on a thumb drive as Exhibit 95, previously marked, be the next exhibit.
And that's agreed to?
Yes, Your Honor.
The Uber records for the phone number recited are now in evidence as Exhibit 95.
Thank you. And I ask that they be published both for the witness and the jury.
You may do that.
Thank you. I'd ask that we start with response page 2. So why are records based on a phone number for Uber?
Uber does not require individuals to provide legal verification of their identity. So a user can choose whatever display name they want on their account, but we do verify phone number and or email address. So when law enforcement is requesting data from us, we often require a phone number or an email address in order to locate the account.
And what name was associated with this account?
Anna Walshe.
And what email is associated with this account?
It's ANCILI83@yahoo.com.
And was there also a date of birth at the bottom?
So that date of birth was provided by law enforcement to Uber and as an identifier in order to search for those records. And that date of birth was April 12th of 1983.
And were there going to the next attachment to the response, please?
This is how unrecognized high IQ looks in kids. Constant overthinking. High IQ minds analyze.
Were there any rides between December 30th of 2022 and January 8th of 2023?
There were 2 trips taken from that account on December 30th of 2022.
And they were, can you tell us where those were?
Well, columns G and H will tell you where the rider said they wanted to be picked up in GPS coordinates. Columns I and J will tell you where the rider was actually picked up. Columns K and L will tell you where the rider wanted to be dropped off. And columns M and N will tell you where the rider was actually dropped off.
And those are longitude and latitude?
Correct.
And those are GPS coordinates, like if you put into Google Maps or something like that?
Correct.
And can you tell from this about payment method?
Yes. Columns O and P and Q contain information about the credit card that was used to pay for these 2 rides. Column O is going to be the first 6 digits on that credit card number. Column P is going to be the last 4 digits of that credit card number. And then column Q is the expiration date for the credit card.
And can you tell us what columns R, S, and T are?
Yes. Column R is how much the trip costs in United States currency. Column S is the distance of the trip in miles. And column T is going to be the duration of the trip in minutes.
Were any other rides taken besides these 2 rides?
Between the dates that you indicated?
Exactly.
No.
Were any other accounts registered with Uber connected to that phone number, credit card, or email?
I believe there was another account linked to that phone number, but there was no activity on it at all.
And going back to response page 2, where do you see that? Is that somewhere there?
No. I believe this request was also related to information about trips that were taken, and this account had trips on it, whereas I believe there was another account linked to this phone number that was never used, never had any trips on it at all, and
So there were no trips for that date?
Correct.
For those dates?
Correct.
So no information was supplied?
Correct.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Cross.
Cross, Judge.
The witness may step down. Thank you.
Thank you.
Commonwealth may call its next witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. The Commonwealth will call Michael Kenyon.
Boy, they're getting right through them now.
Yes. Right this way, sir. Just watch your step. Right.
You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, sir.
Bill.
I'm very good, sir. But my first question to you is, what's your name?
Michael Kenyon, Swampscott Police Department.
And can you spell your last name for us?
Yeah, Kenyon.
And sir, you said Swampscott Police Department. What is your rank there?
I'm an officer.
And how long have you been an officer? How long have you been with the Swampscott Police Department?
Since 2020.
Now, I'd like to ask you some questions about January 9th of 2023. Were you working that day?
Yes.
What time do you think you might have got to dispatch to 330 Paradise Road?
Sometime right around 3 o'clock.
Can you describe 330 Paradise Road for us in Swampscott?
It's an apartment complex on Paradise Road in Swampscott.
And why were you there?
I have been advised by my OIC to go up there and assist some police agencies.
And so
Voice
what?
up, sir, please. Just lean right into that
Oh, yeah, okay.
microphone and keep your voice up.
Okay.
Thank you.
If you pull it right to you, make it, there you go. So when you got there, what did you see?
Multiple police agencies. There were the Mass State Police CPAC unit was there, mass crime scene, and some representatives from Swampscott CID were there.
And were they near any areas in particular at 330 Paradise Road?
Yes.
What?
They were near the trash compactor and the dumpster.
At this point in time, the Commonwealth would seek to publish what's been previously stipulated to as Exhibits 90 and 91, photographs from 330 Paradise Road.
As agreed, they're now in evidence as 90 and 91.
Ms. Gilman, can we have HAS 6436, which is Exhibit 90?
With no required monthly mortgage payments, you can enjoy more freedom. Enjoy more financial.
Sir, do you see that?
Yes.
Is that one of the two dumpsters or compactors you had the opportunity to be near at 330 Paradise Road that day?
Yes.
All right. And Ms. Gilman, can we have Exhibit 91, HAS 6469? And sir, do you see this object?
Yes.
Is that what's this compared to the other receptacle you saw?
This is a trash compactor.
And so you get there, you see all these officers and you see these two objects. What happens next?
The trash compactor and the dumpster are secured on flatbeds.
Okay. And so then what do you do?
Just advised that I was going to lead a caravan from our location to another location.
And so where was the other location you were going to go to?
It was at the time it was JRM, but it's the Republic Trash Services at 300 Forest Street in Peabody.
Okay. Now, so what do? You've got this location in Peabody. What happens next?
So I lead the caravan from 330 Paradise Road in Swampscott to the Republic Trash Services at 300 Forest Street in Peabody. Upon arrival, I blocked traffic on Forest Street and allowed the caravan to enter the JRM or the Republic Trash Plant.
And you say the caravan, what was in the caravan?
Caravan was me leading the trash compactor and the dumpster on flatbeds behind me, and then multiple police cruisers being the state or crime scene, and then some Swampscott police unmarked.
And after those cruisers and the dumpster and the compactor went up to the trash spot, what did you do?
Secured the gate and went back to Swampscott to work my shift.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Any cross?
Just one.
Witness may step down. Thank you, sir.
No, I just have one question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's my fault. With regards to the Exhibit 91, that trash compactor, do you have any knowledge of whether that had trash in it?
No.
Thank you, sir.
Redirect.
No, Your Honor.
The witness may step down.
Thank you.
Commonwealth may call its next witness.
The Commonwealth calls Sergeant Amy Waterman.
Thank you.
Wait this way. Just watch your step for me.
Good morning. And you may proceed.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Could you please state your name and spell your last name for the record?
Yes, Amy Waterman, Waterman.
And how are you employed?
I'm a sergeant with the Massachusetts State Police.
And how were you employed in January of 2023?
I was a trooper assigned to the Massachusetts State Police.
In what unit?
The Violent Fugitive Apprehension Section, which falls under the Division of Investigative Services.
And did you go to 5334 43rd Street Northwest in Washington, D.C. on January 7th of 2023?
Yes, I did.
And who did you go to that location with?
Lieutenant Michael Lopes from the Cohasset Police Department.
And do you remember approximately what time you went there on the 7th of January?
Yeah, it was approximately 11:40 a.m.
And whose home was that?
That was the home of Anna Walshe.
And did you know Anna Walshe?
No, I did not.
And why were you at her home?
We had been sent down to D.C. to search her residence there in regards to a missing person case.
Can you please describe that home?
It was a 3-story brick corner unit. I would call it like a townhouse, brick townhouse.
And was there any security or ring doorbells or anything like that when you got to that home?
No.
And how did you enter the home?
The basement level was a garage, and Lieutenant Lopes was in possession of a key, the key code combination for the door.
To the garage?
Correct.
Okay. And so did you go into the garage?
Yes.
And what observations were made of the garage?
There was several boxes of miscellaneous items, which There was some carpets that were rolled up. There was things you would find in a garage, like a wet vac. No vehicles were found. It was pretty neatly organized.
And were there any other rooms attached to the garage?
There was, through the door, there was a smaller room. I would call it an exercise room. There was a treadmill, a chair, and a couple other items, like a weight bench.
My energy bill dropped from $150 to $50 by doing this. My friends laughed at me when I spent $49.
So besides that garage level, what did you do next?
We opened, there was an interior door that led to a stairwell that went up to the actual apartment of the townhouse.
And were you able to get through that door?
Yes.
And did you need an additional key or code or anything to get through that?
No.
And so how did you get through that? Was it unlocked for you? Or if you know?
I believe it was, yes.
Okay. And so where did you then go?
We went up a set of stairs that led to what I would call the first floor of the townhouse. It was three residential floors. So we went up to the first floor.
And can you describe that first floor, please, for the jury?
Yes, it was a main kitchen area. There was a restroom in that area, as well as like a living area, like a seating area.
Okay. And what was the condition of the kitchen?
It was very neat and tidy. Nothing really out of place.
Did you look around?
We did.
Was there anything in the fridge?
Yeah, there was some, I don't remember exactly, but there was some food items in the fridge.
And what did you see in the rest of the area of that main floor, you said?
Again, it was neatly put together. There was some miscellaneous personal items that you would typically find in a kitchen or a living area, furniture.
So it was furnished?
Correct.
And so after looking at that kitchen floor, what did you do next?
Once we took a look at that floor, we went up, ascended up the stairs to the second floor.
And when you say we, you're talking about?
Yes, Lieutenant Lopes.
Okay.
Yes.
Was anyone else with you besides?
No, it was just the two of us.
Okay. So after you finished looking at the kitchen, you said you went up to the next floor?
Correct.
And what was on, and how did you get to the next floor?
We took the stairs up, and there was another interior door that opened up into a larger area.
And what did you see there?
I would describe it as the primary bedroom. Essentially, the whole floor was one big bedroom. There was, off to the left, there was maybe described as like an office area. There was a desk and just a couple sitting chairs. That was to the left as you went in. To the right was the bed, and there was a walk-in closet. And right before the walk-in closet, there was a door to the left, which was a bathroom.
Did you make any observations of the bed?
The bed was made. There was a couple female clothing items that were on the bed.
Did you make any observations of the closet?
The closet was full of clothing, shoes, sunglasses, handbags, miscellaneous things.
Did you make any observations of men's clothing in the closet?
Yes, there was some men's clothing.
And what about the bathroom? Can you describe the bathroom?
Like the rest of the house, it was neat and tidy. There were personal items such as hair products and toothbrushes and soaps and things like that.
Was there another floor?
Yes, there was a third floor.
And how did you get to that floor?
We ascended up the stairs.
And what was on the third floor?
The third floor consisted of another restroom, another bathroom, and there were 3 smaller bedrooms.
And what observations did you make of the 3 smaller bedrooms?
They appeared to be rooms for children, all contained kids' furniture, all very nicely kept and neat. There were various toys and clothing that would tell us that it belonged to the children.
And how were the beds in those rooms?
They were made.
And what size were those beds, if you remember?
I don't recall.
Okay. What was the general condition of the home?
Again, very neat and tidy, well organized.
And in general, did you find any paperwork or anything in the home?
We did.
And where was that generally found?
Mostly in the kitchen.
And did you find Anna Walshe in the home?
No, we did not.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Cross-exam.
Thank you, Judge. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
You've used the word neat many times
Correct.
because that's the way the townhouse
Yes,
was well organized.
correct.
So you said that you found paperwork, documents.
Yes, sir.
You used the word primarily.
So what was the question? Oh, primarily in the kitchen. Yes.
Where in the kitchen? Like,
I don't remember exactly. I believe it was, there was a countertop with some shelves underneath it. I believe that's where it was found.
okay, did you, you mentioned what, I thought I heard you say, you mentioned something like a study or a desk or something in one of the, in the.
Yes,
primary
in the
bedroom?
primary bedroom, there was a desk.
And did you go through the drawers looking for other documents?
I don't recall if we did or not.
So when you left, did you take all the documents that you found that you thought were significant?
We took some, yes.
Okay. And how did you know what kind of documents to look for, the significance of them?
Based on the address, personal documents for travel was kind of what we were looking for.
Okay. And you said that you saw some men's clothes?
Yes.
And they were in the closet?
Yes.
There were no other men's clothes anywhere else that you can recall?
Not that I can recall.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Any redirect?
No, thank you.
The witness may step down. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Commonwealth may call its next witness.
Your Honor, before we call, could we approach?
Sure.
Thank you.
They're halfway through. Bringing in Colonel Sanders next.
Commonwealth may call its next witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. The Commonwealth would call Peter Capizzoli.
You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony will give the process and the
Right this way, sir. Step up, just watch your step.
That's not me making that crackling noise. It sounds like somebody's getting a piece of candy or something. How rude.
All the way in. A little bit further. There you go, sir.
Thank you. Work confidently while on SSDI with Allsup Employment Services. We can help you participate and find a job.
And you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, I'm going to ask if you pull that microphone closer to you because it's going to amplify your voice and everyone will be able to hear you. Can you state your name for the record and spell your last name?
Peter Capizzoli, Capozzoli.
And sir, by the way, that is perfect as far as the volume. Are you familiar with Cohasset Imports?
Yes.
What is Cohasset Imports?
It's a used car dealership, sales and service.
And how are you familiar with it?
I'm the owner.
Ms. Gilman, could we have what was entered in today as Exhibit 84? Thank you, Ms. Gilman. Sir, I'm showing you it's been previously marked as Exhibit 84. Do you see at the bottom where it says Cohasset Imports?
Yes.
Now, sir, where is your home in relation to Cohasset Imports?
To the right up the driveway.
And sir, are you familiar with 516 Chief Justice Cushing Highway?
Yes.
How are you familiar with it?
I own it.
And how long have you owned it?
Since September 2019.
And do you see 516 Chief Justice Cushing Highway in relation to this photograph that has Cohasset Imports on it?
Yes, I do.
And can you point it out for us, sir?
Right there?
In the middle, sir?
Right here?
Yeah. I can't see where your finger is.
In the middle, yes.
All right. Thank you, sir. Now, sir, is that your primary residence, 516?
No.
What do you do with that property?
I rent it.
And so, sir, are you familiar with the Walshe family?
Yes.
And how are you familiar with the Walshe family?
They were the last tenants that we rented to.
And now, when did you begin renting to the Walshe family?
I believe it was March of 22.
And what was the initial terms of the lease?
The first 6 months, I took less per month, I believe $4,800 a month to have them pay up front.
Yes, sir.
That was something they wanted.
Okay. And so, how many months was the lease for?
The first one was 6 months.
And did you ever have to have another lease with them?
Yes.
And when was that?
So we extended it for the full $5,000 per month for another 6 months, I believe.
Now, during the course of the Walshe family at 516 Chief Justice Cushing Highway, how many times did you have the opportunity to see Anna Walshe?
3 or 4 times.
And how many times would you have the opportunities to see Brian Walshe?
He brought the check every month, so I would see him each month once and then maybe another 5 or 6 times in between that.
Now, sir, do you see Mr. Walshe here today?
Yes.
Could you identify him with some article of clothing he may be wearing?
A tie with a black jacket.
Your Honor, if the record may reflect that the witnesses identify the defendant.
The record will so reflect.
Sir, as far as any kind of fixes to the property or anything like that, who would perform repairs to the property?
I did.
How often did you have to do that?
Just 3 or 4 times.
What type of things would you have to fix?
The first time was a dripping faucet. I went in, figured the problem, went back, ordered some parts, got the parts, came back and fixed it.
And besides a leaky faucet, anything else that you had to fix?
One time there was a loose hinge on a hutch in the kitchen, and I came in on a Sunday morning and worked on that and corrected that.
Was anyone home when you fixed the hitch?
Yes.
Who was home?
Anna was home and the 3 boys.
Now, besides making those 2 repairs, any other significant repairs to the home?
Yes, one other one. In the middle of July, the AC stopped working. So I went over at night, looked at it for a few hours, checked everything I could, knew what I had, knew what I didn't have. So then I had an electrician come in the morning. He showed up, I think, at 8 o'clock. And after 5 minutes, he said, "Where's the shutoff switch for the heater AC unit?" I said, "I didn't know. It was upstairs." So it was upstairs in the entryway coming in the side door, and the switch had been flipped off. That's why the AC didn't work.
All right, so pretty basic fixes.
Yes.
Now, sir, as far as the basement of the house.
That sounds like me. Back in 2022, we moved in here in 21, and it was hot, of course. So my husband had the air conditioner on in October because we were moving in and my father-in-law was here and in the master bedroom, which is on the other side of this wall. And so we had the air conditioner on. Plus he had the window open all the time. I don't understand that, but this is the way he wanted things. So we did it. Anyway, in the next summer in 22, I got ready to turn the air conditioner on. Wouldn't come on. The box on the wall didn't have nothing. It didn't light up, nothing. And it had been working because we had been using the heater over the summer. Plus I had the fireplace going and everything. But when I went to flip it over to AC, it didn't have anything there. And so I called the electrician to come out and look at it. It cost me $195 to get him to put 2 batteries in the thermostat. Anytime somebody posts on Facebook or whatever that they need to know who to get a hold of for air conditioning or heating, I said, please check your thermostat and make sure it's the batteries. You don't want to pay $195 to have somebody else come in your house and change your battery and make you look like you're all stupid and stuff. That's just the way it worked.
When you rented it, what was in the basement?
Just a few small things and a dehumidifier, maybe a small table, and 2 refrigerators that were not hooked up.
Now, and Ms. Gilman, if you could just take down that exhibit, thank you. In late December of 2022, what did you do as far as going away on a vacation?
I went to the Caribbean over New Year's.
And during that time, did you ever receive any calls from Mr. Brian Walshe?
Yes.
When?
I believe it was Thursday of the week that I was there, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere in the late afternoon time frame.
And can you tell us about the conversation? What was the conversation you had with Mr. Walshe in this phone call?
Yes. So he had asked me if I had security on my building. And I said, no, not at this time. We were still in the building process. And so I said, why? And he said, well, my wife is missing. She took an Uber this morning, or was supposed to take an Uber this morning to go to DC for work. And we haven't found her, and she didn't show up in DC.
Did he tell you what time she left?
I think in the 4 to 5 range in the morning.
Now, and you said that your building was under construction. What building was being worked on?
Cohasset Imports.
And did you tell him about any other places that might have cameras?
Yes. So next door, north of me, there's a home, and I thought he might have security. So I mentioned the name and said you could check with him.
Now, sir, on the lease you had with the Walshe family, are you familiar with that lease?
Yes.
One moment. Your Honor, if I may approach?
You may.
I imagine it's a standard lease.
Mr. Capizzoli, I'm handing you a document. Do you recognize it?
Yes, that's the lease.
And, Your Honor, I'd seek to have this marked as the next exhibit.
Any objection?
None, Your Honor.
I think the next one is 96. The lease for 516 Chief Justice Highway is in evidence as Exhibit 96.
So back to the 96.
Directing your attention to page 4 under tenant. Can you state who the tenant is of the lease and the address affixed to that?
Yes, Diana Walshe, And the address is 330 Paradise Road, apartment 1320 in Swampscott, Mass.
And counsel, here I am, approach one more time.
You may.
Thank you. Mr. Capizzoli, I'm handing you a photograph. Sir, do you recognize the room of that the photograph's taken in?
Yes.
Do you recognize the person in that photograph?
Well, I think it's Anna.
Okay. And the room, is it a fair and accurate depiction of the room that you recognize?
Yes.
And what room is it that you recognize?
It's the living room or den. Yep.
The Commonwealth would seek to have this marked as the next exhibit, Your Honor.
Any objection? Photo is now in evidence as Exhibit 97.
Your Honor, if the Commonwealth may publish briefly.
Yes?
Thank you. Ms. Gilman, can we have still 3? Mr. Capizzoli, how do you recognize this as the living room?
So when you walk in the front door, it's the room to the left. It's the only room that had a rug. It's the only room downstairs that has a fireplace.
You can take that down, Ms. Gilman. Thank you. And Your Honor, if I may have just a moment.
Yes?
Thank you, Your Honor.
I think she was into yoga. Or doing
So this
sit-ups.
is up to date, right? Mostly. At my last job, we used this tool called Scribe for onboarding. Honestly, it makes everything so much easier.
Now, sir, I neglected to ask you this. When you rented the home to the Walsh family, was it furnished?
Yes, partially furnished, yes.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Cross.
Sorry, Judge.
Sorry, I was in my typing mode. Go right ahead.
Okay, hello.
Hello.
You were talking about the property in Cohasset, and one of the rooms you were talking about was the basement.
Yes,
Am I correct that the basement wasn't furnished?
correct.
It wasn't properly heated?
No heat, just for what comes from the boiler, right?
Okay. And there wasn't a washer and dryer down there?
No,
There wasn't a playroom for kids?
no,
There wasn't a rug, it was just a cement floor?
yes,
And the basement not only had access to the house, but it also would have had access to get outside of the house? Like
Ye-
bulkhead?
a walk-through door, a regular door, yes.
Okay. You had also mentioned, I believe, Mr. Connor introduced the lease, and that lease was in Diana Walsh's name?
Yes,
And to your knowledge, that was Mr. Walsh's mother?
yes,
And the first 6 months of the lease, that was paid in full?
See, when he was first saying Diana Walsh, I was thinking Anna Walsh's real name being Diana, and they just called her Anna. But now I'm seeing that Diana Walsh was actually Brian's mother.
yes,
By Mrs. Walsh, Mrs. Diana Walsh.
yes.
And was your intention to rent that property in smaller increments? Or that's just what came to you with the Walshes that time?
That's what came to me.
Okay. And in speaking to the Walshes, it was your understanding that the reason they were looking for short-term housing was because the family was planning to relocate to Washington, D.C.?
That's correct.
And after the 6 months, they approached to extend the lease, right?
Yes.
And what month was that, if you remember?
August or September, something in that.
2022?
Yes.
And when they first came to you to extend the lease, they only wanted to extend it for 3 months.
Yes,
And that was because their trip to DC was impending, was coming up.
yes,
And your understanding was that when Mr. and Mrs. Walsh and their 3 young children went to DC, that Diana Walsh might move in and take over.
yes,
And it sounds like you didn't want to do such a short lease, so you agreed to do 6 months.
yes,
And during those 6 months, you mentioned that Mr. Walsh would bring you the rent check, right?
Yes,
But the rent was being still paid by Diana Walsh, his mother.
correct, yes,
And that was $5,000 a month?
yes,
Okay. You had mentioned that you had done a couple repairs to the property as a landlord?
yes,
And one of the things that you mentioned is there was a leaky faucet.
yes.
And something like a leaky faucet, is that something that the Walshes would be financially responsible to fix?
No,
Because that's just normal wear and tear of the home.
yes,
And I think the second thing you said was there a hinge on a hutch that was loose?
yes.
And that was something that you could just go over with a screwdriver?
I had to replace the hinge.
Okay.
Mhm.
And is that something that was normal wear and tear, or did the Walshes damage that and they would have to pay for it?
Probably wear and tear, but it could have opened too far and broke the hinge, not sure.
Okay.
Yep.
In the lease, or your understanding, would there be some damage that the Walshes could have done to the home that they would have to be financially responsible for?
Yes,
So, for example, if a large hole in the ceiling happened during their tenancy, you wouldn't run over there and get up on a ladder and drywall the ceiling and fix a hole yourself.
no, I wouldn't.
And that would be something that isn't regular wear and tear, right?
I would say that's not regular wear and tear, no.
Okay. So that would be something that the Walshes would be responsible for paying for and covering.
Sure, if they actually did it, if it wasn't something that the house had control over, yes.
Okay. And you had mentioned that other than the rent check, that you would see Mr. Walsh, when you say 5 or 6 times, do you mean 5 or 6 times a month, or do you mean 5 or 6 times over the course of the lease?
Over the course of the lease, yep.
And would you ever see him with any of his 3 little boys?
No, not outside the house, no.
Okay. And you said you saw Anna Walsh on a couple of occasions?
Yes,
And that was with Mr. Walsh or by herself and the boys?
by herself,
Okay. Nothing further. Your
with the
Honor.
boys, I'm sorry, by herself
Okay.
with the boys.
By
yeah.
herself with the boys.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor. Nothing further.
Any redirect?
No, Your Honor.
The witness may step down. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
And the Commonwealth may call its next witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. Commonwealth will call Mark Salvaggi.
Mark Salvaggi.
Do you solemnly swear affirm do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you speak in Towson County to be the truth,
I do.
Thank you, sir.
Right this way, sir.
He looks like Howdy Doody.
Just watch your step for me. Step all the way in. Here, for you. There you go.
Never sue the other driver after a car accident. There's a better way to get paid a way bigger check without having to go to court.
You may proceed.
Thank you. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Could you state your name and spell your last name for the record?
Sure, it's Mark Salvaggi. It's Selvaggi.
And sir, what do you do for a living?
I sell life insurance.
And are you affiliated with any life insurance company?
Yes,
Which one?
New York Life.
How long have you been selling life insurance?
A little over 10 years.
And in that 10 years, have you always been affiliated with New York Life?
Yes.
Now, sir, who is Nancy McClune?
It's a colleague of mine.
And what is her responsibilities within your office?
She fills out our applications, does our underwriting requirements, traffics the cases through underwriting.
And where is your office located?
1050 Hingham Street, Rockland, Mass.
And besides Ms. McClune, who else is in the office?
Half a dozen other agents.
Okay. And what are your responsibilities in the office?
Speak with clients, talk to them about life insurance, protection.
So there's some clients I'd like to ask you about are Brian and Anna Walsh.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with Anna Walsh?
Yes.
How did you become familiar with Anna Walsh?
I was introduced to her through Brian.
Okay, and how did you become familiar with Brian Walsh?
Brian came to me as a client that was a lead that was solicited, and I reached out to him. It was a local address, and asked him, he was looking for life insurance.
When did this occur?
I believe in July of 2021.
And when did you get introduced to Anna Walsh?
I don't remember specifically. It was during COVID, so it might have been happenstance during a Zoom conversation.
Okay. And were you ever able to sell Anna Walsh any insurance policies?
Yes.
What did you sell her for insurance policies?
I sold her 2 life insurance policies. I sold.
Okay. So let's talk about the 2 life insurance policies. Sir, what were you able to sell her as far as life insurance policies?
I was able to sell her a term policy and a whole life policy.
Okay. What is a term life insurance policy?
Term life insurance is a type of life insurance product that is good for a preset amount of time. It was approximately a 20-year term product that was for $1 million.
And now that was for $1 million. What was the other policy?
I sold her a whole life policy that was for $250,000.
Can you tell us what is the difference between a whole life policy and a term policy?
Sure. A term policy is renting a block of insurance for a pre-agreed.
Okay, we already heard this earlier. Oh, you guys couldn't hear that channel. That's what it was. Okay. He just tells the difference between a term life and a whole life. And she had both. Term life, you rent the insurance policy, and if you don't die before the policy's over, they don't pay off on the policy. And whole life means it goes for as long as you live, and you're able to borrow money off against it. And then we're going to do a recap of what's been seen. So that's the end of today. Unless you want to listen to the description of about what kind of policy is a policy. And they're going off onto another story. Court TV is. So, okay, that was the end of it for today because I don't want to listen to this stuff about insurance. So, what do you think? Tomorrow is Saturday, and a friend of mine wants me to take her to there's a store in El Dorado that's run by an estate sale company. And since they don't have any estate sales this week, they're doing a Christmas special spectacular at their store. And a friend of mine over in El Dorado wants me to take her to that tomorrow. So we will come back because I know they're not going to run the trial. So we're ready for day 4, which will be Monday. And hopefully it'll go this quickly and we can get caught up with the trial. So I appreciate y'all being here. Thank you for being here. Again, at the top of the page, let me see. You can't see that. Oops, I can't even spell. If you would like to exchange Christmas cards, please email me at that address or on Facebook. Okay, there is my Facebook page. If YouTube rejected your comment, this usually means it's a spam. Try changing it to a bit. Okay, so It's just my first, maiden, and last. Nancy. That's my Facebook name. Okay? And if you want to PM me on Facebook, you can message me and we can exchange Christmas cards. All right. Thank you for being here. I will see you all Monday. Do something nice for someone. Hit that thumbs up, please. Share my video. And please comment what state you are viewing from. Because I like to know what state. I don't want to know what city because I don't want to dox anybody. So, yeah. Don't forget, tonight at 6 o'clock, Mob Crew is doing something special about Katie Proudfoot on the Sebastian Rogers case. And Sunday will be Sebastian Rogers' 17th birthday. It will also be my oldest son's 42nd birthday. I think. Let me check the calculator. I always forget. He'll be 41. He's 40 now. Golly. Yes, I know I look like I could have a 50-year-old son, but I have a 40-year-old son. And I have a 21-year-old granddaughter. Can you believe that? She's my oldest grandchild. She's always going to be the most special. Okay. But I love all my grandkids. All 16 of them. I just only know 9 of them. So, anyway. Well, 10. So, do something nice for someone. Even if it's be the reason they smile this weekend. And search for crime. If you see any crime, message me and I'll look up the crime story. All right. Have a great weekend. I love y'all.